Hello, everybody. My name is Leslie Roscoe, and I wrote a book. There are some kids here, so I will try not to swear. Um, but it's called Instagram Moms Are Full of To Hell with Mom Shaming. And I just want to give myself a little kudos. I won the 2025 International Impact Book Award. Um, and I just found out a couple weeks ago that I won the 2026 Distinguished Favorite Independent Press Award as well. Pretty exciting. All right, so I'm going to start off with my author's note because it kind of gives you a little preamble of how I write here. So, there are a ton of parenting books out there that tell you exactly what you're supposed to do. This is not one of those books. I'm not putting those books down. They offer great advice and information for parents. The difference between this book and other parenting books is that I don't want to tell you there's only one way to do something. There are so many ways to parent, and I don't believe that any of them are wrong. Unless, of course, like I comment in the book, you are physically or emotionally harming your child, just a very small percentage. No one is perfect, and thus there is no perfect way to parent. Parenting choices stem from situational circumstances, cultural influence, generational influence, and historical inspection. The world is constantly evolving, and so then are the ways in which we parent. I do make some generalizations about cultures, generations, and I'm sure a bunch of other topics. I assure you these are not based on prejudice. There are positive aspects to all types of people and parenting. I promise that I come from a good place and apologize if any offense is taken. It was not intentional. All moms deserve praise, encouragement, and support. It is the hardest job on earth, but also the most rewarding in my experience. It is okay to be imperfect. The Instagram moms that I speak of in the title are those that portray a life as a mom is perfect. There are a lot of beautiful moments, but there are also the messy, the hard, the exhausting, the overwhelming, the imperfect. It is okay to only show the happy side of motherhood. Most moms aren't picking up a camera when shit is hitting the fan. Social media has many wonderful aspects of sharing your motherhood journey with family and friends, but portraying the illusion of perfection and thus causing other moms to fall into the comparison trap is not one of them. I wanted to write this book so that moms everywhere can be encouraged to have options, to help a little bit with the decision fatigue that comes with parenting. To know that there are many different ways to do things. Parenting is not black and white, but all colors of the rainbow. Adopt your own color and adapt little bits of all of them. Be proud of your journey. Own your mistakes. We all make them. Let's be the moms and the women who build each other up, not shame each other when someone does something different than we do. I certainly don't have all the answers. I just wanted to touch on some of the biggest topics of contention when it comes to mom shaming. I speak from personal experience, stories from other mothers, and some research to add context. I've gotten I have gotten something's wrong. I encourage you to seek out more information. I try not to put any personal bias on any of the topics, but I am human. So even after some wonderful editors steering me towards a neutral message, it may seem like I'm trying to sway one way or another. This is also not my intention. I write like I speak, and sometimes an F-bomb is needed to add emphasis. I hope you enjoy reading this book as much as I enjoyed writing it. Mostly, I just want you to know that you are a badass mama and you're doing a fantastic job. So then the book is it goes through a bunch of different topics. So each chapter is usually like a topic, the big things that moms are shamed about. But I'm just going to read you the introduction, tells you what mom shaming is and gets you going on the book here. To quote one of my best friends, if I see another Instagram TikTok reel with a mommy influencer that starts with, "This is my morning routine with my blank month-old," and includes putting on makeup, curling their hair, tidying the house, and making an iced latte, I think my head is going to explode. I'll admit, I fell for it too. I scrolled through Instagram and had visions of perfectly frothed vanilla lattes, enjoyed hot for the first time, while my newborn slept most of the day in their adorable outfits, right down to the shoes. But then I gave birth and realized iced coffees and messy top knots were not made trendy by hipsters and chic neighborhood coffee houses, but likely by moms who were tired of rewarming their coffee for the umpteenth time and having their hair pulled by the baby's death grip. Seriously though, how is a baby's grip so freakishly strong? Why is it that society is telling us what moms should be like? Why do we have to pretend that we have it all together instead of just embracing the chaos that is motherhood? Why do moms feel the undeniable pressure to put forth the image of a perfect life for fear of being shamed? Yes, there are mores like the ones mentioned above, but these are what I call unicorn myths. When this is a when this is passed off as being everyday life, it creates unrealistic expectations on mothers, and quite frankly, these social media moms are full of shit. Of course, we post the pictures of smiles and fun times, but we rarely mention the 37 other ones when no one is looking, no one is listening, fighting, someone is crying, and no one is being still. This is the real life that we're afraid to show. I, for one, am not that put together. In fact, I don't know if it's motherhood or just my age that has made me more comfortable with being ugly, especially in public. In my 20s, I wouldn't even imagine leaving the house unshowered or without makeup. Now I wear my sweatpants to bring my kids to school, bedhead in full force, unbrushed teeth, and only wearing a bra if it's too warm for a sweater or jacket over top of the t-shirt I slept in. I have also, more than once, been halfway to school when I realized that I still had my slippers on and not my flip-flops. If you get all dolled up to drive your kid to school, all the power to you. If it makes you happy and puts some normalcy in your life post-babies, I won't judge you. It's just not me, and that's fine. Do you? Whatever you do, do it for you, to make you happy, because the only opinion that matters is your own. Hot mess or all put together, it makes no difference on how awesome of a mom you are. In 2021, when my kids were 2 and 4 years old, I joined a team that wrote blogs for moms, geared at getting them out of the house. After over a year of pandemic isolation, this resonated with me. I was also trying to find a new playground, activity, or kid-friendly event to entertain them, so I figured I would write about it and help with other moms as well. My biggest hesitation was that moms can be extremely critical. Mothers are arguably one of the most judged groups of people in our society, but they often judge the most. Everyone seems to have an opinion, whether they know you or not, and whether or not they are even a parent themselves. They think their way of doing something is the right way, usually because it's the way they were taught. The problem with that is every child is different. Every mother is different. There is no right way, just like there's no wrong way. There's just the way. The world changes every day, so why are we to believe that the way we parent isn't meant to change also? I, by no means, am an expert in the field of parenting. I hold no degrees in child psychology or anything of the sort. I am, and have been for over 16 years, 19 years now, however, a healthcare worker and a paramedic, which makes me a mandatory reporter of any crimes or suspected crimes against children. This is not only a moral and ethical obligation. By law, I am required to report any known or suspected abuse, neglect, or mistreatment of a child. I have seen bad parenting more than anyone should have to. And I can attest that 99% of the things that moms are shamed for do not fall into this category. Becoming a mother is like becoming a CEO of a company, but with zero experience. Sure, we can read books on how it's going to be. We can ask family, friends, and other moms, but it will never be exactly the same. One day, your entire world changes and you are simply thrown into the deep end and told to figure it out. The issue with this company is that all of a sudden your running has the biggest stakes, a human being that is 100% dependent on you to live and thrive. After you deliver the baby, you are sent home with very little teaching. And just when you think you might have something figured out, that tiny human goes ahead and changes. These are regressions, growth spurts, teething, and just being completely different than any other human on the planet. Motherhood is a big game of winging it. One child is not like any other. Even identical siblings who have the exact same DNA develop individual personalities. So what is mom shaming? Mom shaming, in a nutshell, is criticizing, judging, or degrading a mother based on her parenting choices. Oftentimes, this is not even grounded on facts or research, but purely on opinion, which is what makes it so infuriating. These opinions are based on things that work for some children in various societal, generational, and cultural experiences, so they are expected to work for all families, all mothers, and all children in all circumstances. The worst part about opinions is that when said opinion is derived from what somebody has read on the internet. PSA, the internet is full of people making themselves out to be experts on any and all topics. They are not. Anyone can publish something on the internet. This is the difference between the earlier generations of mothers did not have the same inundation of information to interpret. We know not to believe everything that we read, But how are we to know what is true and what is not? Anyone can call themselves an expert online. They put fancy credentials after their name, whether true or not. Someone can also be an expert in a field that doesn't mean that their teachings will work for all mothers. Motherhood is not an exact science, and it is not based on fact. We are all just trying to figure it out and take it in. But really, it's all just a crapshoot. There is no single parenting technique that is perfect or necessarily wrong. They are all just different, cultural specific, and experience based, and each might have their advantage. But read the reviews of any book, blog, article that is parenting related, and it will resemble a battleground. There are seldom healthy debates presenting both sides of the story. Rarely there is a meeting of minds, viewpoints, or recognition that there are many right ways to do something, just staunch supporters of one side and horrified naysayers of the other. For some reason, discussing parenting styles touches on an inherent raw nerve in people, inciting so many emotions. And that is it.